going on with your evening. So, okay, so welcome to our call. I just want to kind of run down a few things that we have coming up really quick through the month. Okay, so we're doing the Go for No challenge, which is going to be really exciting, I think, just because it's going to help push us all. Because like I was telling Aaron a while ago, I'm like, now that you're inviting people, which he's done this a little bit before, but now that he's really kind of inviting people and trying to gain confidence with the business, because just like us, like he sort of like doesn't know quite what he's doing at the beginning, which is normal. And so I said, you've got to have a sheet so that you know where you're going and who you've talked to. And if you're feeling stuck, but you've only talked to 10 people, well, guess what? Like you're going to have to talk to another 10 and another 10. So I told him about the Go for No. So hopefully he'll do that. I need to print some more off, but if you go to the files section in our team page, there's the Go for No that you can print off there. And there's other trackers too, like for in the future, if you feel like you want to use something different. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I haven't decided. I might get your feedback, but I haven't decided if I'm going to do like a group message where we all do like just kind of message each other, like whoever wants to be involved in it. Like we do a group message and we're just like, hey, and we send daily, or every couple days we send pictures of our Go for No, or we do a weekly one. I really don't know. Maybe I could use some of your feedback on that because I don't really care. I just think it'll be a nice push for us to be able to see like how many people you've talked to and kind of where you need to improve on. And it'll go really nicely with the Team Cup. So we've got 2 teams from our team within the Team Cup. I'm excited about that. So there's 10 of us that are involved in that. It's just a good time to like, push for Success Club and push to get people involved. And I think Carl, the voice message in the call that he sent the other day was like, you get a t-shirt if you've hit Success Club by August 20th. So that's cool. So maybe that's your goal. And then of course you will get more prizes if within your team, if you get so many points, they have like a top tier and a second tier and a third tier prize. And so if you hit like all 3 of them, you get like all 3 prizes. So it's just a fun way for us all to like push each other and help each other, which we always help each other because that's what this is about. But it's really nice to just have that extra push. So they do this like Team Cup kind of thing, like every like quarterly, I think they do kind of like a thing like this where they have coaches sign up and you can have coaches from other teams and, it doesn't matter. It's just a team thing. Okay. So then we're doing our sugar detox group right now. It's going okay, I guess, so far. It's the first day. I feel like it is. I explained to one of the challengers, one of my potential customers who is in the sugar detox group. I explained to her that no wonder why my thing's so dark. Here we go. There I am. And I tried to explain to her that, we haven't ran a sugar detox group. And sometimes it's hard to narrow down or I struggle because we try to live healthier. So we eat clean and we work out. And then when I just narrow in and do sugar detox, I feel like I'm missing. Like, I'm like, okay, shouldn't I be sharing more? Isn't there more like pieces to the puzzle than just the sugar detox group or sugar detox like subject? But then I overthink it and it's like, it's not a big deal. I think they're going to definitely get something out of it, but I'm trying to share little bits of other stuff so that they will have more to it than just the sugar detox. So anybody that you added to that needs to be invited to your challenge group. So I sometimes don't always wait to invite them. So say you added someone to the sugar, this is just what I do. So like yesterday, I went through all the people or almost all the people that had commented that wanted to be in my group. So I messaged them. I'm like, hey, thanks so much. Like, I'm so excited that you want to be in our sugar detox group. Please let me know if you have any questions or whatever. And then do you, what are you currently doing for workouts? Or are you currently focusing on a workout, whatever. And I basically just kind of get the conversation going. So sometimes you can actually invite them and get an invite and conversation going before the sugar detox group is over. Cause we used to like kind of wait sometimes until after the clean eating group or until after the free group was over. And then you can invite them however you want to do it, but just don't feel like you need to wait until day 5 to invite them to be in your challenge group, because obviously they're interested in what you're doing. That's why we run the free groups, because there's no obligation. It gets them involved, it gets them engaged, and hopefully they get results in 5 days and they realize, wow, like I'd like to take this a step farther and I'd like to join something a little more structured. And I like to use that word because I feel like our challenge groups are more structured in the fact that we are focusing on like all the things that are going to get us success. So that's that. So hopefully if you guys find anything that you can add in the sugar detox group, please feel free to just add anything that if you have an alternative to something that you used to eat that you now eat that's better, or you just have an idea or something that you think you can share, please do, because any interaction and extra boost to the group would be nice, because I didn't really like focus on structure for this. I didn't say like, okay, you've got to do this and you've got to do this. I was just kind of like, show up. You know, you're eliminating sugar, you're eliminating alcohol, you're eliminating some processed junk that maybe you've been used to eating, and you're trying to implement exercise. Like that's pretty much what I said. And then I tried to follow up with that post a while ago that I put like, don't forget to check in. And I gave them 3 kind of ideas that they could check in with. So anyways, that's going well, I think. And then our next free group will be the first week of next month. So the beginning of September, and I don't think we've sort of narrowed in on what we're doing. I kind of like the idea that we talked about last week on how to get motivated and ways to get motivated because Christina Solons did a group like that, and I think it would be kind of nice because people want to know how to stay motivated, and we don't really always have that answer because a lot of it is just, you know, get your butt off the couch and do it. But sometimes they need a little bit of like, they want to know what you do. So we might do that. Okay, so the sneak peek into coaching, the 3-day sneak peek is going to be the 7th through the 9th. So it starts next Monday. So we have all the stuff from last month, and our sneak peek last month went really good. I know, Maria, you were in there. I think it went pretty well, and I think I'm going to use pretty much the same exact thing. And so be inviting to that, be like talking to people, and I'll go ahead and write down, you know, make a list of people that are interested. And then I always share the groups that I make, you know, in our team page so that, you know, like, here it is, like, here's the group, join it, add your people. And it's just nice because they can hang out in there for 3 days. We'll have a couple people on the team go live. I'll go live and do a closing video like I did last time. And then we have enough videos from our team that we can share. And then Maria, if you end up adding people and you'd like to share something, not necessarily a live video or a video at all, but like it's good. I like people to be, if you're adding a couple girls, I like you to be seen in there because I want, you know, them to look at you like a leader and all that. So I like the faces that, you know, are working and adding people to it to be seen in the group. So I want to make sure of that. If you do have anybody, please let me know and we can just do an easy, like, write-up of what it's done for you so far. Or again, if you want to do a 2 to 3 minute video, Linda did one when she was a newer coach, and Danielle just did one for us, and we posted those, and they work out really nice because I think it's just good to hear. It's good for people to hear that, you know, you are a newer coach and this is so far like what it's done. So that'll be the 7th through the 9th. And then our challenge group, my new challenge group, your new challenge group, whatever group your big challenge group you're running for the people that are on Shakeology and a program, that'll start the 3rd week, which is I don't know what day that falls on. It falls on the 14th. So August is kind of weird because there's 5 like weeks in there, but I don't know. I'm going to do mine on the 14th. Okay. I think that's pretty much all I was going to do, for as far as, and then our team training I decided is going to be the 18th. So August 18th is a Friday night. It'll be at 6 p.m. at my house in Ramsey. And I'll feed you guys. I don't know what we're having yet, but we'll eat, and we'll eat at 6 and we'll get started for the training at 7. And it'll probably be like an hour-long training. And then we'll just probably chit-chat after that like we've done in the past. So I'll be taking a few topics maybe on that if there's something you guys need help with or want me to narrow in on. Okay, so that's pretty much it, I think, for the announcements. Like I said, the inviting boot camp's going on in the team page. So it started today. It's just going to give tips. It's going to help you guys to shoot out the invites. We talk about invites so much, and I know I kind of run it in the ground, but it's like the basis of our business. If you're not inviting, if your business isn't growing and you're not getting people involved, it's because you're not inviting enough people. And yes, you do go through dry spells sometimes. We all do. We all have times where it's like, oh, nobody will bite. Nobody will take the plunge. I can't get anybody involved. And I'm doing all the things that you're telling me to do, that we've guided you and recommended that you do. And again, that's where personal development comes in, to push through and to keep going, because you're going to have dips, you're going to have ups and downs. And for me, this month wasn't as hard. Last month, the last 2 months for me were really tough. I don't know. Honestly, I think part of it was my mindset, because here I am and I went to Summit and I feel like rejuvenated and excited for my business. And sometimes you just need something to light your fire. And that's why I always say adding a new coach on your team or getting a new challenger involved that's going to rock the group and be excited about it along with you, that will fire you up, because you're excited that they're with you. And, if you're not excited about it, they're not going to be excited about it. So I think our excitement, obviously shows through in our posts, and it shows through with our team and our customers and everything like that. I know we've talked about the voice messenger thing, and I talked about it last week, but I have been using it more and more. Like even today, I had a girl order Beachbody on demand last week. I had a girl order a challenge pack a couple days ago, and I literally just voice messaged them on my way home. Hey, how are you? Please let me know when you get your package. I want to help you. I want, to know if you need help with whatever it is. Please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Take your before and after pictures, or not your after, but take your before pictures, do your measurements and that sort of thing. And I kind of just checked in with them. I love it. I think it's great. And I want to talk to you about last night. So I was helping Aaron do some invites, and he invited this guy that he went to school with. And last week, I know I shared with you that I walked you guys through that invite. And Maria, if you'd like to listen to that call from last week, it was pretty good. And it would be, if you just scroll down on our team page, you'll see the recording from last week. But I walked them through an invite that I had with a girl who gave me an objection. But it wasn't super close-minded. She was just kind of not right now. I'm trying to get somewhere on my own. But I'll reach out if I have any I'll reach out if I decide to join you. Well, then I followed up with her. To make a long story short, I explained things. I gave her videos to look at from different workouts, because you always want to give them all kinds of tools, just to look at, because they're going to give you an objection. And if you let that be a no, then you're done. You're done with the conversation. So last night, Aaron messaged this guy that he went to school with, and the guy had said, yeah, I'm interested or whatever. So Aaron's like, okay, good. You're just wanting he's wanting Beachbody on demand. And of course he's asking me oh my gosh, what do I say now? And he's like, he wants Beachbody on demand. And, so then the guy's like, no, actually I just need the DVDs because I can't work out at work. I have to work out at work, or I'm planning to work out at work, and I don't have internet. I can't use my phone, and I can't have any kind of computer to stream anything. So I'm going to have to get the DVDs, and Aaron's just he's like, okay, what do I say now? And I'm like, well, my comeback, or my part of the consultation or whatever conversation would be, that's totally fine. If the DVDs work best for you, and here's where I go into voice message, because I just don't do the texting very well. But I would say, if DVDs work for you, that's totally fine. But for I just hate to see you spend your money, because I really do hate for someone to buy any more now that they have on demand. I really cringe when someone just buys one program, because they get one program. They're married to it unless they buy another one. So they're going to buy a program for $60 to $70 for one program when they could spend $99 and get every single program ever made. It's a no-brainer, unless, of course, there's a reason. Again, your internet's terrible, you can't stream, or you have to have the DVDs. Then you just have to have the DVDs. So Aaron's like, no big deal, but I just want to let you know, you're literally going to get everything that they've ever created. And I just hate to see you spend money, but that's fine if you just, because Shift Shop, he wanted Shift Shop. And it's okay, Shift Shop's going to last 3 weeks. And yeah, you might want to do a couple rounds of it, but how many times are you going to do Shift Shop, essentially? Not probably more than a couple times in a row before you're okay, I need a change of pace. So that's why I've been really leaning on Beachbody on demand, because it's such a good option in such a good variety. Okay. So they get through that. He's like, okay, yes, like I want to do it. Aaron had already talked to him about Shakeology, but he had said no. So I'm like, okay, so now you're going to go ahead and you're going to voice message him again. This is what I would do. I'm only just recommending how I would go through the consultation. So I said, I would voice message him again and just be like, okay, I just want to make sure that you don't want to try Shakeology, because if you do, now's the time to try it, because you're going to get it for $60. Like I get it for $100 as a coach, or normally it's $130 at customer price. And you're going to get it for $60 with this package. And it's totally fine if you don't want it. It's just an awesome deal. And I love the product and I think it's great, blah, blah, blah. And I forget if he, actually, I think, he might've got the performance pack. Regardless. So Aaron talked to him about it and, told him about his ideas on it and what he liked about it, and kind of broke it down, because they want to know what kind of deal they're getting. They want to know if you're just like, okay, he could have sent him right to the Beachbody On Demand, and that could have been the end of the story. Like he would have bought Beachbody On Demand, and that's great. That is great if that's what they want, and for sure, and you've gave them every option and possibility that they, could have, then that's fine. Like you can't push something if they are absolutely not. But when sometimes they're like, no, I just don't think so, or blah, blah, blah. Well, like send them the video. Well, I just want to, would you care if I just send you a video? I just would like you to know like what kind of quality this product is and how this shake is different from other shakes, because I've done my research and I've not found a cleaner shake that doesn't include a bunch of artificial sugars and fillers and all these things. So, you can send them that Shakeology video. My favorite Shakeology video is the how healthy is your shake, because it really talks about harvesting, how they harvest the ingredients and all that stuff. So I guess I just wanted to give you kind of that tip on making sure you give them the tools and you talk to them, because a lot of times if you don't find out what they need and you don't give them the information that they need, because we're educating them, that's what we're doing. And if we don't do that for them, then they think they know what they want, right? And then a lot of times they know what they need, or they know what their goals are, I should say. Like they know they want to lose 20 pounds, or they know they want to tone up or lose baby weight or whatever it is. That's a no-brainer. Like that's easy. They do know that, but they don't always know what they need. And so it's our job to, and again, if they say no, then no is no. Like if you get to the end and you give them all the tools, you've showed them workouts, options, and even with Beachbody On Demand, even though they don't have to pick one program, I like to show them, here's 3 options. Like here's Country Heat, which I don't always send Country Heat, but I just use that as an example. But I might send 22-minute hardcore, because it gives them an option of a 22-minute workout that's going to be super quick. I might send them PiYo, because that PiYo's on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like, with workouts, and it's something very different but very good that they might be interested in. And then I might just send them a 21-day fix, because 21-day fix is like everybody's starter soulmate program typically. And it's the one that's going to give them results. It's going to be doable for them, and it's going to give them some major results. So I might send them those 3, and I'm just like, hey, I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but I just wanted to, and I literally send them from YouTube. So I go to YouTube and I type 21-day fix promo. I copy the link. I post it. I send it in the messenger. I'm like, here's 21-day fix. This is the program that I started with. I love it. I lost this much weight, blah, blah, blah. Real short. You don't have to give a big spiel. And then I'll go to YouTube, copy the next one, and so on, and maybe give a tiny bit about each one. And then I'm like, when you've watched those and if you see that you like one of those, please, let me know after you've watched those. Well, then a lot of times they're not going to let you know, because they just don't respond back. So then the next day or that night or whatever, you're like, hey, I just wanted to check in. Like, did you have a chance to watch the videos? I was just curious, like, to see what you thought. And that sort of thing. And then, as you go, like, then that's when you talk about Beachbody On Demand. Do you like to stream the workouts, or do you simply like DVDs? Because right now the streaming option is the most popular, because you literally get every single program, blah, blah, blah. And I know you guys know a lot of this, but I just want to make sure that sometimes it's not like, I think you can back down so easy from somebody who says, no, I'm just not interested. Or I already do this other shake, or I buy a protein from Walmart, or whatever it is. But if they're not educated, they're not going to switch. They're not going to know the difference, and they don't know. So So that's up to us to share what we know, and the tools that are given in our Coach Online office, or the tools that are on YouTube, or the tools that are in our team page, to share with them, to let them know, and send them your before and after picture. Like, this is my transformation from 21 Day Fix. Like, I just want to share it with you because I lost whatever X amount of weight, and I learned to eat clean and to not feel restricted, and to not feel like I couldn't enjoy stuff, on the weekends or a cheat night or whatever, however you want to put it. So hopefully that helps you guys with your invites, because I know that it's discouraging and you just feel like you get no. But that comes with the follow-up. And that's, again, where your Go for No is going to come in so handy, because you're going to be able to look at that person that you talked to last week, and you're going to be able to follow up with them next week or tomorrow or whatever. And you want to just keep track of these people, and you want to keep following up, because that's, that's like how you're going to, a lot of times they say the fortune is in the follow-up, because it really is. Like, you've already invited them, but it just might be the right time. So now you're going to follow up with them, and they might say yes. And then, of course, your call to action post. Like, I liked how Jessica tagged Jenna today about that. That was really good, because Jenna went for it. Those call to action posts are huge, because if you're feeling like you don't have anyone to reach out to, well, then you need to do a post. You need to think about a post. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling about your fitness, or how are you feeling about whatever it is that you can share, that you could reach out to someone with, who liked your post or commented. Because when you get vulnerable and you're transparent with what it is that is going on in your life, people respond to that. So that's kind of a little bit about inviting. Hopefully that will help you guys. And again, like, depending on your goals, you need to be reaching out to, I like to reach out to like 5 people a day. Now, I consider that invites and follow-ups. Sometimes I reach out to 10. A lot of times I send out 25 messages, but some of those are just checking in with customers, checking in with my coaches. Some are brand new invites, and a lot of them are older invites that I haven't talked to this person for a long time. So depending on your goals, my goals are big. They're huge. So I'm like going to message until I can't message, whatever I can fit in that day. That's what I'm doing. I should track a little better, and that's what I'm excited about doing, the Go for No, because I've kind of put that aside for the last few months, and I'd like to pick that back up and use it, because it's a great tool, like I said, to look back on previous months, to put them in a binder, to label, like this month, this one, you're going to label August, because you're going to start tomorrow, and you're going to hopefully start the month off strong. You're going to, get up excited about August 1st, and, get your workout in, get your shake drank, do some personal development, and then you're going to be ready for the day. You're going to be ready to do some invites, talk to people, and post on social media. So please reach out if you have any questions about inviting or doing call to action posts, which is just basically where you're doing kind of a broad invite on social media. I did one a while ago. You guys can see it with my 2-week transformation so far with Shift Shop, because I was sort of shocked with my results this morning, because I hadn't really paid attention in the last 2 weeks. And I thought maybe I shouldn't share it, because am I really going to transform much in this week, in this 3rd week? Am I really? But who cares? Like, I'm 2 weeks into my journey, into this program, and I've had a big change. So I'm going to share it. There's no sense in waiting. So sometimes we second guess what we're sharing, and like, maybe I should wait, or maybe it's not the right time, but like Lindsay Gray told me a long time ago, and I've said this to you guys before, but it's not one post. It's not one message. It's not one coach on your team or one challenger in your group that's going to give you like a boost, or going to give you one post or one invite that's going to give you success. It's the majority, and like the whole ball of wax, that's going to give you success. Okay. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Really just focusing on starting the month off strong, because if we jack around and we don't make time for our business the first week, then it just carries on. And then the last week of the month, we're like, crap, nobody's biting. Well, yeah, because we didn't send invites and stay focused like the first part of the week, because like I said, it's like sometimes there's a 30-day delay, and someone you talk to tomorrow might not bite until August 31st. So like, just kind of use that as your motivation to get you fired up for the month, because like we can all do it. We can all hit our goal depending on what it is. Write your goals down, revisit it, revisit your why, write your income goal down, whatever it is that's going to drive you each day to just like show up and do your best. So that's that. So really quick, like, let's just do like maybe a mini power hour, just to kind of help you guys. I'm going to share my screen. Let me see if I can do this really quick. And I want you guys to see, I'm like terrible at this because I don't do this enough. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is I want you guys to add 3 people. I don't want to keep you very long, so I'm just going to kind of do like a really mini power hour. And I didn't talk about this, Maria, on the new call, but really quick, a power hour is the hour that we work our business. So we call it a power hour because we like stay focused and we work our business in that hour. And that's your goal for the day, is to work your business an hour. That includes your messages, that includes sending your invites, that includes adding people to your network, that includes follow-ups, that includes inviting to the business, that includes posting on social media, and all those things are considered your power hour. So that's why sometimes we do a live power hour, which is really nice because it's a way for you guys to see kind of just do it together, basically. Okay, and I don't even think I have Facebook pulled up, so that's really weird. Okay. So I'm going to go to Facebook really quick. So I'm going to show you really quickly how I would find 3 people on social media that I would add. So one way you can do it is you can do like these people you may know, which I don't really ever have good luck with that, to be honest. So what I might do is I might go to my friends. This is an easy way, I feel like. Okay, so I might go to my friends. And all these people are like coaches in some of you guys. So I'm not going to go to them, but like, let's say I go to, I'm going to go to this girl. Okay. And then I'm going to go to her friends. And sometimes it'll be funky and it won't show you like all of her friends. It will only show you her mutual friends. I don't know why it does that. So I can go down here and I'm already friends with like 115 of these like friends. So like I might not find anybody on here, but this is just one way of doing it. Going to someone in your friend list that you know, sort of, but they might be friends with people you don't know, but you guys have mutual friends. So it's not like super weird to add them. So this is one way of doing it. Okay. So like, here's a girl. I don't know this girl. Okay. But I'm going to add her because she's friends with like a lot of people that I know. Okay, so I'm going to add her. I don't even like need to really second guess it. Like we have 28 mutual friends. I don't need to worry. I'm just going to add her. And some of you guys might know these people that are on here, but anyways, and like that girl I can't add. Some of these people you can't add. It's kind of weird. So there was one. So you guys be doing this too while I'm doing this. Just add 3 people. That'll give you, and that doesn't mean they're going to accept your friend request, but at least you've got it out there. So sometimes I'll add 5 or 6 because you don't want to add like a bunch. Like they say you'll go to Facebook jail if you add like, Facebook flags it if you're adding like 25 people a day. They're kind of like, what's she doing? So you want to just like, but what I'm saying is if you add 6 and only 3 accept, like you got your 3 in for the day. So like I'll add this girl. I don't know who this is, but I'm going to add her because we have a lot of mutual friends. So there was 2. And sometimes you can actually message them to connect with them right away. Like if they do accept your friend request and you feel the need to reach out to them at that point, I think that's okay. I've done that before. Okay. So I added my 3. And I could keep going. Like I could go all the way down this girl's, look, here's a friend request that I sent, like who knows how long, and she never accepted it. So I'm going to cancel the request just because like, I don't know, obviously she's not going to accept my friend request and that's okay. But like I could message them. I could be like, once they accept, and I could be like, hey, how are you? It's so nice to meet you on here. I could go to her profile. What I would want to do is I would want to go to her profile and find something I could talk to her about. Like I saw your profile picture and, whatever, or I saw you post about whatever, like today, just a simple, way to connect with somebody that I'd already accepted. So there's this girl, don't even know how I became friends with her. We have no mutual friends. I think it might've been like my like page. I'm wondering if she didn't like my like page or like something on my like page, and I added her on Facebook. So anyways, she's from Houston, Texas. I have no idea who she is, but she posts this picture of this homeless person. And it's homeless these 2 or 3 homeless people in Houston, and she's talking about how they are like drugged out or whatever. She's like, I don't mind homeless people, but these people are like, it's noon and they're sleeping and they're like, whatever, passed out, drugged out, whatever it is. And she's like, this bothers me. I wish they would like, I don't mind them being around, but whatever. It wasn't a negative post. It was fine. Well, anyways, I go to her page because I'm thinking, who's this girl? Because I saw her on my newsfeed. And then I see that she went to the gym the other day, and I see that she was lifting and doing all this stuff. So I'm like, here's a perfect time for me to reach out to this girl. Like, she doesn't know me. Yes, it's kind of cold. And we can talk about, I kind of talked about this the other day, but I feel like cold, like you can go back and forth. But regardless, cold invites, yes, it's technically a cold invite because I don't know this girl, but I feel like I have something to reach out to her for, or like a reason too. So I don't think it's that cold. And what's the worst she's going to say is no. I'm not asking her to buy Shakeology. I'm not asking her to buy a program. I'm not telling her I'm a Beachbody coach. Like, I'm not blasting that part of me there. Anyway, so I messaged her. I'm like, hey, how are you? I saw you work out, or I saw you had posted about your workout at the gym. What kind of workouts do you do? Do you love fitness as much as I do? Have you ever thought about like actually doing what I do as a coach? And however I said it. And she's like, her response, and I can just show you guys so you know like how I sent it, because I don't care if you see it. And she actually responded to me. Okay, so here's what I said. Hey girl, how are you? I hope all is well with your Monday. I just wanted to reach out to you because I saw you had posted about your lifting at the gym. Do you mostly do workouts at the gym? I was just curious if you had a love for fitness like me, and if you had ever thought about the coaching opportunity and helping others with their fitness goals and getting paid to do it by inspiring others. Would you want more info? Like, it's simple, it's direct, there's nothing fancy about it. And she says, I usually divide my fitness 3 ways. I do CrossFit, bodybuilding, and cardio at the park. Right now, my plate is full with my business and real estate. Otherwise, I would take you up on it. So that's kind of nice. Like, to know, like, okay, she didn't say, like, she didn't not respond to me, and she didn't totally knock it down. Like, she's just busy, and that's totally fine. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Do you have a good supplement or a shake that you use? Because now I'd like to know, like, how's your nutrition or whatever? What is your business? Because I am curious, like, what she does, because I really don't know. And then I talked about the picture of the homeless guy because it really did catch my eye. And we had went to New Orleans, and there's literally homeless people like everywhere you turn. So that's really what caught my eye today when I saw her post. And I should have said that. After I said that, I'm like, oh, I should have mentioned that in the above message maybe, just because that is why I reached out to her in the first place, because her post caught my eye. So then she talks about how her family owns an ice cream shop. And then she talks about the homeless people and the drug addiction. And then we talk, and then she's like, where are you from? So we get a conversation going, and I tell her I'm, near St. Louis, sort of. And so I haven't responded to her because that's all she said was, wow, way up north. So I just wanted to show you an example of somebody simple who I do not know this girl. And I added her a long time ago, and, or I don't know how long ago I added her, but anyways, there's just a way to reach out to people. And like, I didn't plan to really do a coach invite. It's not like when I saw her, I was like, I'm going to invite her to the business, but it was like, as I was typing it out, I was like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, I'm going to be bold and invite her, because what's the worst she's going to say? Maybe she'll be interested in it. That's the goal. So there's that. So really quick, let's do one more thing, and then I'm going to let you guys go, because I just feel like I know you two have been on the call for a long time. Oh boy. Okay, so really quick, let's just do 2 invites, because I don't want to keep you guys super long. So you're going to reach out to 2 people. Either you've been thinking about reaching out to them, or they liked your post, or whatever. So let me see here. I'm going to just see if I can reach out to somebody really quick with you guys. So one way is just to like go through your friend list, or, again, like message somebody who liked your stuff, and you guys know this, but all kinds of stuff. I should have shut my chat off because I'm. Okay, so I'm just going to reach out to this girl because I haven't messaged her in a really long time. Sorry, my typing will be loud. Okay, so here's what I said. Hey girl, how are you? This is a girl that always comments on my stuff, but she's never interested in my group. Like never. And so it's okay, but she likes my stuff. She's like a cheerleader. She's somebody who's like what you want to call my lifer. I don't know if she's really my lifer, but like they call the people that, you know, really follow you and that always support you and encourage you and cheer you on. They call them your lifers. Those are kind of your people. Those are the people that you want to hang on to them, because if you didn't have them, you would feel discouraged. So I'm like, hey girl, how are you? Thank you so much for always commenting and liking my stuff. You know, I appreciate your encouragement so much. I have said it before, but thank you. So I'm just going to say, I'm not even going to invite yet, because I know this isn't technically an invite, but it's just someone I wanted to reach out to. So I'm just going to say, how have you guys been? Because I just don't feel like inviting her right now, because I just don't. I don't know. And then if it goes there here in a little bit, like when I'm messaging her, then it does. So that's kind of where like you have to be the judge of where it's going to go. Yes, you need to be bold and invite, but you also want to just like, you don't have to invite every single person you talk to. You know, that's where you're creating relationships, and you don't want to just be that person that's always like, you know, join my group, blah, blah, blah. But if you're also, like I said, if you're not, you've got to be just going for it, because most of the time I think you'll be surprised. Like I was trying to think, there was someone the other day. Oh, it was two of my sister's friends, actually. Reached out to two of my sister's friends that I don't talk to very often. One of the girls I do talk to some, and the other one I rarely talk to. And I reached out to both of them, and one of them bought on demand and one of them bought a challenge pack. And they're actually friends, but the two of them are friends, but they had no idea that I don't think they realized each other were buying something. But regardless, it's just, you can never ever like, what's the word? Like not judge, but prejudge or like determine whether or not they're going to like go for it, because you don't know. Like it may be just the thing, you know, they might be a new mom, or they might be struggling with like all kinds of negativity in their life, or they're not making time for them and they've let themselves go, or whatever it is. And you might just hit them on the right day. And a lot of times it's the right day. Like you hit them, you message them, and you hit them at the right time that made them really like think, wow, this is, you know, yes, this sounds great. Can I have more information? And there you go. You got somebody who's interested, and you got somebody who, even if they don't say yes now, it's somebody who hopefully is going to, you know, you're going to be able to check in with next month and just ask them like, hey, can I check in with you next month? If they say no, then you're like, yeah, you know, would you mind if I check back next month? And most of the time they'll say yes. So like I said, you know, and even this month, you know, try to like even push yourself just a little bit with, like inviting a couple more. Like if you've sent and I don't always want to say like, you want to stress yourself out and you want to just keep adding, because we want to work smarter, not harder. We don't want to just like constantly let our business consume our whole entire life, because that's not why we're doing this. We don't want that, because we're wanting to do it for flexibility and to free our life, not to just totally, but you do have to put the work in. So if you do feel like, oh, I sent out those 4 invites and I feel really great about them, then sometimes I think it's good to just say, okay, you know, what about 2 more? Like, I think I got 2 more in me today, this morning, to do it now. And that's just an easy way to push yourself, because you just did 4. So why can't you do 2 more? You know? So I don't know. Those are some things sometimes that I kind of like encourage myself to do, just a little bit of like mental self-talk, kind of push talk, if you will. So that's all. I don't want to keep going, just because I feel like I said, I've had you guys on the call a while, and I want to shut this off, but I can't figure out how to do it. Okay, stop share. Okay, there you are. So do you guys have any questions at all? I'm going to unmute you both. And do you have anything at all that, I mean, the power hour includes more than that. Like of course, you guys know that the power hour doesn't just stop there, because you're going to have people that you talked to yesterday that you're going to follow up with. I don't let it go. Like, I'm just the type of person, like, if you said you were interested and you wanted to see more information and I sent it to you, now I'm going to follow up with you because you said you wanted it. So like, I'm just going to be like, hey, did you get a chance to look at those videos? I just wanted to check in with you, kind of thing. So you have messages to follow up with people from the day before. So your messages like never end, if that makes sense. Your messages never end unless you stop messaging. because they just kind of trickle on through. And don't feel like you have to message someone right away. I know you feel like, oh my gosh, they want more information, I have to get to them right now. Well, guess what? Like, that's, again, if you let this business like run you and you're constantly like on your phone, and I've done it a million times and I still struggle with it, you feel like it takes over, and then it becomes stressful, and then it becomes like almost like you just feel like you never put your phone down. So don't feel like you have to respond to those people, because if you're constantly responding, like you're trying to send invites and so-and-so is messaging you back and forth and you keep going back to them, you're never getting your invites out, because this conversation that you're in right now could take you, I don't know, it could take you 30 minutes if you want it to. Or back and forth, you know? So you want to like message and you want to leave them for a little bit, and you want to go on to your next person, and you want to get those messages out of the way for the day, because those are your new invites, like your new blood that you're trying to get, and new energy that you're trying to get into your challenge group. So let those other respond to your inbox later on for another time. That's just my opinion. That's what I think works the best. Sometimes you'll have 11 or 12 or 13 or more messages in your inbox. But that's okay. Like, those people are okay. I've sometimes waited like days before I respond, and it's not something urgent. Most of the time, those are just conversations. They're not necessarily like strictly someone wanting to do a program. So anyways, do you guys have anything?
I don't. I'm just hoping Maria doesn't feel overwhelmed.
I know.
There's a lot of information, but I'm doing okay.
And a lot of it's just repetitive. Like, you'll hear this, and then like next week we'll do a call and you'll hear some of it again. And it's just like, a lot of it is like, I've said what I just said already before, but it's like, I said it in a different way, or whatever the case is. And it's honestly, sometimes it just takes several times for it to click. So please don't feel overwhelmed. Just know that we're here and we'll help you, and you just message us anytime. And if you come in like to a conversation and you're like, oh, I do not know what to say to this person, like I'm stuck and I have no idea how to come back to this because I don't know what to say, then either message, like screenshot it and send it to Linda, and she can help you with what she would say, you know, because she's done it enough to know kind of like how she would direct the conversation. Because it's just the best way to figure this out is just by doing it. And I had no idea what I was doing, and none of us did when we started, and we still just try to, you know, we still sometimes are like, what should I do? So, but that's part of the fun of it. So please let us know if you need anything or have any questions. And I think that's it. I'll be in touch with you guys. And Maria, I'll get those emails sent over. I'll actually do that like now so that I don't forget. Okay. So I'll do that when I get off of here. And then I'll talk to you guys really soon. I can't wait to see you on the 18th. That's like only 18 days away. That's crazy. Like, holy cow. I don't even know what day school starts. Is it like the 17th? I think it's the 17th. I don't know. For Ramsey.
17th.
Okay, good. And registration is this week. I need to like pay attention. Right? I think it's this week.
The 7th and 8th, I think.
Yes, you're right. So I was thinking 8th and 9th, but yeah, 7th and 8th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, well, have a good night, you guys.
Maybe it is 8th and 9th.
I know. I'll have to look. It's on my fridge. I saved it. So, okay, you guys, thank you for being on here. I'll see you later. Bye.
8th and 9th.
Good night.